Welcome back, Helldivers, to a brand new news update. Now today we are going to be talking about the next update which is coming for the game, but we're going to be talking about one point of that update, and it's on the next nerf. Now, there has been a big response to this in the community. Some people have said there doesn't need to be a nerf because there could be something else put into place, which is what we're going to be talking about. And I'm just going to see what the feeling is in the comment section down below and respond to a lot of you guys. So if you do enjoy today's Helldivers news update, please make sure to leave a like on today's video and subscribe, or consider subscribing if you enjoy the content. I bring you guys daily Helldivers updates and news, and we're also only 2,000 subscribers away from 250,000, so thank you guys so much for the support. But today's video is focusing on the fire nerf. So we found this information out a couple of days ago, saying that the game is going to be addressing the excessive fire damage in the game. Now, one of the biggest things I've seen from many people in the game is they've said, we don't need a fire damage nerf, we just need fire resistant armor. Now, I thought this was a good idea. I really did. I thought, you know, for certain missions, let's say if you're going to know you're going to be coming up against certain hulks, then you may want to use that armor. Now, I don't know which way to go, because some people say that they think they don't want the nerf to happen because it will make the game too easy, and the good thing about Helldivers is it's a very intense game, and they don't want it to get to a point where things just keep getting nerfed and you know, become too easy. And so I completely understand from all different points, but we're going to be reading through it now. So Arrowhead Game Studios reveals plans to address the excessive levels of fire and burning damage currently impacting Helldivers 2. Now, something else to take in mind is I made a video earlier saying the patch that normally comes out on Tuesday was actually delayed, and there's many rumors going around saying they're preparing a large patch coming next week. Some people said they have done patches on Wednesday before. I haven't noticed that. It's always been Tuesday since I've been covering updates, but we'll just see. So anyway, following a recent update that increased the amount of fire damage per tick, Arrowhead Game Studios confirms that it has plans to tone down the devastating effects in Helldivers 2. After a record-setting launch back in February, Helldivers 2 continues to maintain its impressive numbers, and that's obviously a large part to how dynamic the game world feels and everything that's happening, with the galactic map and missions constantly changing. So, however, some people don't seem too happy, and in addition to unforeseen bugs on occasion, some balance changes have become a bit more than what many players have expected. Following an early April update for Helldivers 2, which brought a variety of changes including the arrival of blizzards and sandstorm hazards, fire damage received what appeared to be a buff by increasing the tick damage by 50% from all sources. However, fans have noticed that since then, fire damage has become lethal, causing almost instantaneous death for any player unlucky to catch fire. And yeah, so since the April 2nd update, Helldivers 2 players have felt frustrated by the fire damage, leaving messages across Reddit and Discord regarding how bad the game feels because of this changes. As it stands, the frustrations and comments have not gone unheard, because the community manager Twinbeard, or Thomas, provided fans with an update as of what to expect from the studio and what they're planning to do in the near future regarding the sudden devastating effects of fire damage. As Twinbeard indicated on the official Discord channel, the studio is currently working through all aspects of fire damage over time, damage per second, network-related quirks, and everything else related. While there were no concrete details, Twinbeard theorized that updates would likely be introduced over time in parts. This includes the flamethrower weapon on the actual automaton Hulk enemies, which many fans have called out specifically for being even more deadlier than normal. And Twinbeard agreed and thanks fans for their input, and said the studio is looking over everything so players won't be dying from fire damage in record time. So, yeah, I think this is a very, very interesting read, and the one thing I have to say is the things like the flamethrower that we use, that isn't what they're looking to nerf. So they're not looking to just nerf all of fire as a whole. They're working on it in different parts within the update. So the number one priority, which you will probably see, I'm saying there's a big chance we'll see it in the next patch, is the flamethrower on the Hulks. I will admit that the flamethrower on the Hulks is pretty damn crazy. Like, I played a couple of games today, was leveling up, and I just, even if you get caught by the end of the flame, instantly, you're the damage of it, you just burn dead. And I'm not saying it happens all the time, and Hulks, I know loads of people are going to say get good, and that is very true. Like, you can evade it, and but sometimes if you're like trying to break off a record clutch or something, it's really hard to do that, because I mean, there was one today where I had all people messaging saying you can do this. I was the last Helldiver, all I had to do is get into the ship. I had 3 Hulks behind me or something crazy like that, and I managed to get round. I jumped back round the other side, went up the hill, and the end of the flamethrower burnt and killed me, and then we failed. We completed the mission, but then failed and all died, which was so frustrating. And again, I know I'll be getting the get good comments, I understand that, and I'll always say, yeah, it isn't the most worrying thing at the moment for me, but just as a whole, I do believe it wouldn't go wrong with getting a little bit of a nerf. Fire overall in the game, the flamethrower, I think that could probably even do with more of a buff, to be honest. So, as Arrowhead Twinbeard said, it's not going to be the overall thing of fire. It's not just going to be, they're not just looking at every single piece of fire in the game and they're going to nerf it. It's just going to be worked on in little patches from time to time on, things like that. So while players continue to wait for future fire updates, some of the community have discovered ways to minimize the extreme damage that fire can inflict. While many players rely on stims, which is what I do, the animation can sometimes take too long, especially for players who may not be at full health. Instead, Helldivers players find that diving puts out fires much faster than traditional methods, since it can be triggered immediately and doesn't have a long animation window. In addition, some have claimed that diving right before getting shot by a Hulk's flamethrower can cause it to miss entirely. So there are ways around it. It's not just constantly getting hit, and there are strategies around not getting killed instantly, and the community are always looking for ways, and I think we got a great community that look for ways to deal with what we have to while we're waiting for a new patch. Now, I will, as I said, keep you guys completely up to date when this patch does drop. The Discord was hungry for it today, pretty much nearly every single message I saw is, where's the patch? Where's the patch? It's so needed, and I just think because they're dealing with a lot of stress with the game at the moment, I reckon that was probably the reason the patch was delayed, because they probably weren't ready for it. So I've got all my notifications turned on. I'm ready. If I hear anything, I will let you guys know. But right now, the best thing you can do is just hope for a next week Tuesday patch. But if anything changes, as I said, I'll let you know. Catch you guys in my next video. Please leave a like and consider subscribing. As I said at the start of the video, it means the world to me, trying to get to 250,000 subscribers. And I'll see you in my next video very soon. See you guys then.